Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of the Pastrami Nation Podcast. I'm Kevin, and joining me today, Christian. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Glad to be here.
Man, it's exciting. It's exciting times we're living in right now. Movie wise, of course, not everything else is kind of going to shit, but cinematically, life is awesome.
Yep.
On today's show, y'all, we're going to talk about Sinners. We're going to talk about how it's just kind of been this really great runaway success for Warner Brothers and for Ryan Coogler and everybody involved. I'm so excited to talk more about this movie. In case you guys don't know, me and Christian do another podcast, an audio-only podcast called My Public Life as an American Nerd. A couple weeks ago, we did our first kind of reactions of Sinners on that. So we do a little bit more of a deep dive there. So go check that out. You can find that wherever podcasts are available. But you won't be able to see our beautiful faces, but you'll be able to hear our thoughts on Sinners. But this movie's, it's been a couple weeks since it's been out. You've seen it twice. You saw it twice opening weekend. I've seen it twice since it came out. And I've really been living and breathing Sinners, everything Sinners for the past week and a half. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. And Christian's all caught up with Andor, and he's so excited to talk about it. I'm excited to hear about it. And we're also going to talk a little bit about The Last of Us season 2, which I'm very, very excited to get into. But before we get into that stuff, some housekeeping stuff, make sure to check out Pastrami Nation on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all that fun stuff. Make sure to like, subscribe. We really, really appreciate it. If you're checking this out on YouTube, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It really, really helps us out, helps the algorithm, all that fun stuff. And feel free to join in the conversation. If you guys haven't checked out the show before, please, we love to interact with you guys and we love to hear what you all have to say. So Christian, let's talk about week 2 box office for Sinners. It's been pretty incredible. Before we dive into the movie itself, we're in uncharted territory here. Like, this is unheard of, not just for, a horror movie or a movie for a Black filmmaker or whatever the case may be. This is unheard of in almost since 2009, since Avatar. Most movies, as you know, in case you guys don't know, most movies, they have a really great opening weekend and they drop off. What would you say, like 40 to 50% in the second weekend?
Yeah, the bigger the opening, usually the bigger the fall off.
Which is
second week, so
pretty average, which kind of makes sense, right? Because like if you have something like Avengers Endgame, right, like everyone's going to see it opening weekend, and then you have kind of the people who are kind of left behind, people who are watching it a second time, things like that, coming in the second weekend. This movie had an 6% drop from week 1 to week 2. That is unheard of. And it opened really well. Like, it opened at 45 to 52 million, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was right around 50, 48, something like that.
Incredible opening for a movie opening this time of year. It kind of kicked off the summer box office season, and to see it only dropped 6%. And like the amount of the percentage of women who went the second weekend was astounding. It was like a 60% jump from the first weekend. I mean, and Michael B. Jordan, right? Like, I mean, come on, like, who doesn't love that guy? But it's incredible, it's outstanding, and I'm so happy for everyone involved in this film, for such an important milestone of a film, for a film that really reminds me why we make movies in the first place. Like, occasionally there's movies that come along that really remind you, like, this is why we go to the movies. Like, this is, I mean, I hate to say this is cinema, right? Like, this is the reason movies exist. And I'm still like in shock that you saw it twice opening weekend, right? Like, you saw it in regular format and in IMAX within 2 days of each other?
The Thursday, then Friday. So
that's
kind of before the weekend.
That's wild, man. Yeah. I saw it opening weekend. What's up, Arturo? Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. I saw it opening weekend in IMAX, and then I saw it the week last Friday in regular format. Night and day difference, by the way. Like,
it really
completely different experience. So how were your guys? How was your both viewings? What was the crowds like? Was there a lot of people? Was it pretty quiet? Well, I'm just curious.
It was pretty. It was okay. The first night, I went pretty late on a Thursday night, and it wasn't. I would say it was like half filled.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, there was definitely more people. Because it's Friday night.
Of course.
I think it was at like it was also two completely different places. Like the one that I saw on Thursday was like local to me. It was like by the mall. It was kind of a small place, but the one that I went to on Friday was like in Alhambra. It was kind of like a more there's that definitely draws a bigger crowd. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's a huge difference in IMAX. I was also, I don't love it, but like there was definitely a lot of people chit chatting, just having
Oh,
just full on full volume conversations throughout the whole movie, which is fine. It's not fine, but
I
it's
get what you mean. This movie felt like an event.
yeah, yeah,
It's an event picture. It's like the end game of a movie of a franchise that Ryan Coogler created himself for this movie,
right,
which
right.
is insane.
And I get it too. I think like nobody knew what we were walking into. This is
No.
not like this is like, oh, I've been watching the show, so let me tell you all about it. Like we're experiencing this for the first
So
time.
can I tell you something that I
Please,
have to admit? The trailers did not sell me at all on this movie.
really,
I I was excited. So I was excited because of the people involved with it, right? I was excited because it's a Ryan Coogler movie. I was excited because I had Michael B. Jordan. And when those two work together, they create magic.
yeah,
But I was thinking about this today actually, and like neither of the trailers, like the first trailer was really fun and really good, but I was like it looks fine, like it looks good. Second trailer came out and it didn't do anything to propel my interest in this movie. Like it kind of was like, okay, like I had it in the back of my head, like I knew who was making it, I knew who was involved. That's the part that got me interested in the movie. The trailers did not sell me almost one bit. Like it looked exciting, it looked like it could be interesting, but it did not sell me on the movie. And I kind of feel like that's kind of a little bit of what's happening right now. I do think that there was a lot of people who talked about the trailer and who aren't very enthralled by the trailer enough to go watch the movie. I went to go see it because like I said, I love Ryan Coogler and all those people involved. So I was like, okay, this is going to be something special. Like I can just feel it with those people involved. It's going to be great. And I went to go see it and I was completely blown away. So that's just kind of me telling people who haven't seen it yet or have no interest, quote unquote, because the trailer just didn't do anything for them. It's a completely different experience than what you're expecting from the trailer. Like the trailer, I feel like the trailer gives away too much to be
too much.
100% honest
That
with
was
you.
my issue with it.
Yeah.
It did. It got me, and then it just kept going. And I was like, "Oh, dude, you could have." Like, I showed that trailer to my friend, like literally that Thursday before I
Mhm.
went to go see the movie, and I was showing it to him, and he stopped it like halfway through, like right before. There's a specific thing that I think like really shouldn't have been shown. Well, actually, there's a few
Yeah.
things I don't think should have been shown, but there's specific things with certain characters that shouldn't have been shown in the trailer. And he was like, stop it." He's like, "I'm going to see this regardless. I don't need to see anymore."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, "That's perfect. Like this, it's better that you don't." So at this point now, though, after like the first couple of weeks, I think it's hard. My whole social media is like all sinners. It's all sinners, Last of Us, and Andor. Like
I'm
that's
getting so
all.
much like
Yeah,
the Rocky Road to Dublin, like
yeah,
TikToks, like it's so great. It's
it's great.
so good.
But I love seeing everybody's like assessments and like the people breaking things down and theories on everything. I love it. So I'm happy.
People much smarter than me are doing that,
Mhm.
and I'm like, wow, like this is blowing my mind right now. So so one thing that kind of does bother me, we kind of mentioned this before we started talking. Thunderbolts is coming out this weekend, of course, and that is taking all of the IMAX screens away from Sinners, which is a shame. Like obviously, I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet. I'm not like bagging on the movie. It could be awesome, and I'm very excited to see it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I think Sinners is one of those movies that, Ryan Coogler made it specifically for IMAX, and it's a full. He was talking in an interview how he wanted to give people a full meal, right? Like he didn't want you to go to the theater and still walk out hungry. You go to this movie, you're getting a full meal, especially in IMAX. Like in IMAX, you are getting a cinematic experience like that I cannot describe. Like it's an experience like no other. It's almost like an out of body religious type experience. It penetrates your soul. Like everything about it just works, and especially in that big screen format, like it's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen put on film. Like not ever, but like, you know what I mean though. It's
Yeah, I've seen quite a few movies in IMAX, and I don't think everyone was I don't want to say it wasn't deserving of the IMAX
no,
theater, but
yeah,
like this is, yeah, both of us have seen it both in like standard, and we've both seen it in IMAX, and we were
IMAX is
just
the way
saying
to
how
go.
much of a difference it makes. It's yeah, it's crazy how much of like this is probably like the of all the movies I've seen in IMAX, this is definitely one that like this, I would probably say that, and like The Dark Knight, like was awesome in
Oh yeah.
IMAX because they that was also specifically shot or had a lot of shots that were shot on IMAX cameras.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it's a shame. I am, however, I am excited for
Oh, so
Thunderbolts.
am I,
Um,
100%.
yeah,
But I also there's this really great video, by the way, if y'all haven't watched it, it's on YouTube. It's Ryan Coogler really breaking down film formats and like
Mhm.
how he filmed Sinners and how they
See, that's
invented
what
the
got me. That's
yeah.
like the trailers were fine. Also, just knowing Michael B. Jordan and Ryan and Haley, yes. But then seeing that 10-minute video of him like
Mhm.
breaking down film, talking about like like left to right, up and down, like that, I was like, oh my god, just him nerding out about the technical
Dude
stuff
knows his like
got
he
me. Yeah, I'm like, okay, buying
this
tickets
dude
right now.
loves movies, and you can tell just from watching the movie. Like this movie almost feels like a love letter to cinema in a way, and like just the way it's shot. So a lot of the influences that he takes from all these other little stories, right, to make his magnum opus, uh, is just gorgeous. Like you can tell how much he cares about movies, and he cares about the storytelling, and how deep he's willing to go to I mean, he's influences from everything from The Thing to one of my favorite comparisons is Demon Knight, right? Everyone talks about Demon Knight, From Dusk Till Dawn, Oh Brother Where Art Thou. There's all of these influences just painted all over this movie, and it very much is a Stephen the whole thing is a Stephen King homage, right? Like Salem's Lot, things like that. And even the way he tells the story is very much Stephen King. It's like, you get these really great characters, like these character moments, and you get to know the characters really well. Like if you watch like the new version of It, right? Like it builds the story really well. Like Pennywise is in it scattered throughout, but he isn't really in it till like the end of the movie, right? And then you have It Chapter 2 and all these things. So he pulls kind of the Stephen King card by really introducing you to these really great characters that you really, really care about too. And within like the first like 10-15 minutes of the movie, like you're
Yeah,
sold, right? You meet Sammy, you meet the Smokestack twins, and you're already like, okay, like something's going on, you're not quite sure what, and it just takes off from there. And it's one of those movies where it's I need to talk about the music of this movie, because like I said, I've been living with the soundtrack for the past 2 weeks, like literally, like it's like become like um my hyperfixation. Like that's all I've been listening to. So the score by Ludwig Gorgensen
mhm.
is just absolutely gorgeous. Like you hear cues from all the different songs and stuff. Like when you first meet Remick, for example, right? Like there's this beautiful part in the score when you hear like Rocky Road to Dublin, but it's like in like, very toned, it's very quiet, like kind of playing in the background. It's all these kind of foreshadowing stuff that's really clever and really great, because you don't realize it until later on in the movie. You're like, oh, that's what was playing. And even when you're watching the movie, you don't realize it till you actually listen to the score. And there's so much there. But the soundtrack, so there's the score by Ludwig, and the soundtrack is just next level. Like the soundtrack, Miles Catton is one of the most talented 19, right? He's like 19, 20 years old, one of the most talented singers and actors. His first movie like just blows me away. And when he's singing I Lied to You, like it's this whole moment in the movie. Of course, it's like one of the most, I think that scene's going to go down in history as one of the greatest scenes of all time. um but just his voice and his soulfulness and everything is just, you can play someone that song and they'll understand who this kid is,
Yeah,
right? Like it's just a beautiful moment. um but the soundtrack, I so I hate to, I don't want to call this movie this movie does what every good musical should do. And I'm not calling this a musical. Like I'm not, so don't think it's a musical, y'all. But it has heavy musical moments. And one thing that I think works so well with this movie is you learn learn who these characters are through their songs, through their pain, through their sorrows, but they're singing it, right? Like it's especially like people like Sammy and Remick. Like I was thinking about Remick's song and the Rocky Road to Dublin, and how any other filmmaker, any other lesser filmmaker there would have been a bunch of exposition, right? Like who he was, where he's from, things like that. You need one song, a classic folk song, a classic Irish folk song for him to sing and to be enveloped by that. And just by that song, you're like, oh, okay, like I know what this guy's going through. I feel like I know who he is just through that one song. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the soundtrack is that Coogler knows how to use music in a way a lot of other filmmakers just don't really get it. I think Ludwig helps a lot also because I heard Ludwig is an executive producer on the movie. Like he was just supposed to score it, but then he realized how much music there was going to be in the movie. So him and his wife moved down to Mississippi to while they were filming it. He was on set every single day. And you can feel it just listening to the score and watching the movie, and it's all right there on screen. It's all in your ears, and it just plays so beautifully well. Even Pale Pale Moon, Jamie, I forget her name. She was in Batman. She was the mayor from Batman. Jamie Lawson. My gosh, that scene blew me away. Like there's so many great moments in this movie that it's really hard to pick my favorite because there's just a series of just amazing iconic moments already. Like I feel like I've been living with this movie for years. I feel like it's been kind of in pop culture forever, right? In a weird way. It feels timeless like that. Like it feels like it's kind of been part of us, but it's only been like a week and a half. Like it's crazy, and it's taken over, TikTok. It's taken over everywhere of social media in general, right? People are picking it, like you said, people are picking it apart in a good way. There are some people out there who decide to bitch about stupid shit in the movie, which I'm not really a fan of. I saw this one video or I think I don't want to say his name, but he was on TikTok talking about how there was no Latin representation in this movie.
I saw that. That's so stupid.
The
historical context, like there were no. Yeah, we don't have to get into that.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Like I'm Mexican. I'm like watching this movie. I'm like, this is awesome. Like I don't care. Like it's not our story. Like it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody was breaking it down, and historically, in 1932, there was a whole thing that happened that like drove all the Hispanic people out of Mississippi.
Yeah. I saw a girl. I can't remember her name. I saw a girl who was doing that, and she did phenomenal with that. She broke it down about all this stuff and everything.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic movie. It's like you meet somebody like a friend or like a spouse, and it's like you feel like you don't remember the time before you knew them. It's just like it just makes sense when you've met them, and now it's kind of like that with this movie. It's just it feels like it's been a part of our history because it kind of that's really what it is, and like it is about the music. So like I wouldn't say that it's a musical, but the music is such a key important part of the film. There's like it just like you said, like they express themselves with song. Like I saw somebody like I would have never thought that. Hearing somebody sing Irish, like Gaelic songs while like river dancing would be so intimidating.
Oh my god, dude!
Like, yeah, and like on top of it, the performances. Ryan is just an incredible storyteller. He just knows how to tell a story. He knows how to develop these characters. He knows how. I think maybe one of my favorite moments in the movie, and this isn't really a spoiler, it happens very early on, and it's like one of the establishing scenes for Smoke. It's when he gets the little girl to watch the truck.
Beautiful.
It's amazing because it just tells you everything you need to know about this guy. Like he's fantastic. On top of it, like especially like the scenes that just follow that when we meet Bo and we meet Mary, and then he goes back and then has to deal with those guys. Fantastic, like fantastic. Like not only do I understand him, I've endeared to him, I like him, and I want to see more.
Absolutely.
Like it's great. It's
That scene with that little girl was just amazing. Like, it was just the way he was like, yeah, you knew everything about his character in that
yeah,
moment. Like, it
so
was
simple
great.
but so powerful.
So
Like
I want to talk. I don't want to. I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending. I just want to get your thoughts on the ending. I feel like like my IMAX theater, like there was like a couple. Like I literally wanted to stand up and cheer when that happened. Like when all the stuff's after everything kind of went down and things are when he's going beast mode. Um, there's like a couple people that actually did cheer, and I
that's
was like,
great. That's awesome.
that part made me so happy. Like you don't even know. Like I was like, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Like it kind of it was also intertwined with this beautiful moment with him and uh stuff that happens in the movie as well. But I thought that moment was just like it was almost like fist pump in the air like moment,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
it was just like I even told Cassie after we saw it, I was like, the world needs to see more of that right now. Let's do
Yeah.
more of that. So let's put that more of that on screen.
I
Um,
I don't know if you've seen it. There's a podcast, or it's just I think it's just a one time thing, but it's Ryan and oh my god, why can't I think of his name? Directed Nope.
oh, Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. Like
Yeah.
Jordan and Ryan have like a little. I think it's like a
Really?
45 minute. It's just audio. Too. I'll send it to you. I'll
Oh,
find it and then I'll send it to
please.
you.
How did I miss that? Like
I
two of
think
my
they
favorite
recorded
filmmakers.
it like last year,
Okay.
before like maybe like 6 months ago. I feel like I want to say, I didn't listen to the whole thing. I actually didn't listen to much of it because I wanted to save it, and I just haven't gotten
Yeah.
back to it though.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I need that in my life.
but yeah, I mean, exactly right. Like I think it's like they're two of the most exciting filmmakers like right now.
Did
And
you see the
also I
go
was just
ahead?
about to say the trailer for him.
Oh my gosh. Like I even told Cassie, I was like, you don't like, I was like, I don't care what this movie's about. It's a football movie. But the second I see Jordan Peele's name, I'm like, I'm
There,
there.
yeah.
Like 100%. Like the movie looks great too. Like I love seeing Marlon Wayans like step out of his
I
like,
was about to
kind
say,
of
good for you,
persona.
Marlon Wayans. Um,
100%.
it's not since oh my god. Well, my name is
Requiem for
Sarah
a Dream.
Goldfarb. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Not
Yep.
since Requiem. He was also in
He's done
Air.
little things here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was great in Air.
Oh,
Like he
Air
was
was
really good.
fantastic.
He has a small part in that. But yeah, my friend, when we saw him, she's super not a sports person. So she was like,
Oh,
"What
me
is
neither.
this? Is this a Nike commercial?" And then she laughed when they showed the I thought the title was hard. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool, him." And she laughed like out
I'm
loud. I was like,
I'm so excited to see it. Like
I
again,
am.
I'm
I
not
am
even
too.
a football guy. Like but
Same.
I'm all in. Like like I
Yeah.
said, Jordan Peele. But yeah,
It
like
looks intense.
yeah. But listen, if you guys have not seen Sinners, go see Sinners. It's kind of a bummer you won't be able to experience it in IMAX. I do feel like they will re-release it at some point in IMAX.
Yeah.
I think
Did you see what Variety released? Was it today or yesterday? That
about
they were basically like, this should win all the Oscars.
oh yes,
Um,
so actually that was my next the next
yeah.
point I was getting to. Um I legitimately think I think it's certainly going to be nominated. I think the Academy Awards have kind of been inching towards this kind of film to finally nominate. And they did it this year with The Substance, right? Like The
Right.
Substance was probably one of the first, obviously you have Silence of the Lambs, which won Best Picture. But I think, they really shy away against horror. And the thing about this movie is it's so weird because I don't mean this at a derogatory way at all, but I don't think this is a horror film.
No,
Like,
I wouldn't. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like a really great, beautiful American story that has some vampires in it, right? Like,
It's selling it short by calling it a horror movie. It's like
it
calling
is
Tool a metal band.
right.
It's so much more. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but I think it is deserving of like
I,
best film, best director, Michael B. Jordan. I think Miles should be
so,
nominated.
is Miles going to be nominated for Best Supporting or Best Actor? Because here's my thing. Because so, who's the main character in this movie?
Right. Like technically it's Miles, right? Or it's
It's
Sammy,
Sammy. Yeah,
right?
it's
Sammy
Sammy.
is like the main character.
But
It's
like
like
Michael B.
without
Jordan is like the main. I the
right.
Smokestack Twins are like the main protagonists. Like they're
I've seen somebody
hard.
talk about like Eastern storytelling and Western storytelling, and like how they said how like Ryan kind of takes on the like 4-act like Eastern form
Mhm.
of storytelling. Bruce Lee movies used to be like that, where like he wouldn't get introduced like until like halfway through the movie,
Yeah.
and there was like a whole other protagonist, and then it's like, oh, and then he comes in
We
kind
thought
of like
about
the
that.
Han
Yeah.
Solo. Um,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't say that, because we meet Smoke and Stack like right at the beginning, but
We do, but I do feel
really
like,
the story is about Sammy.
yeah,
Um,
it's Sammy's story. Like, I mean, I think obviously Smoke and Stack coming into town, like, kind of propelled his story more,
right.
right? Like they were the kind of springboard for his story to develop and take place. But like you said, it really is Sammy's story. But I go ahead.
Oh, I heard that is this the first year, or did they already do it? Like they're getting an Oscar, they're starting the Oscar for best casting.
Yeah, this movie's gonna win that. Like,
It
yeah,
better win that.
I can't. This is the first year, so next year is going to be the first year. This movie, I do feel like has a lot of Oscar chances. I think, I think it'll certainly be Best Picture, and like you said, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
I told Cassie I think it'd be funny for Michael B. Jordan to get nominated twice.
They wouldn't do it because he would
They wouldn't do
cannibalize
it.
it, and then he would be running against himself. But that would be so cool.
I don't particularly think Haley's going to get a nomination, but I think Wonmi Mosaka
She would
will.
be fan. I mean,
I think.
anybody, if Remick, what's his name? He would make
Oh,
like
that guy.
Jack is his name.
Jack O'Connell. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack
Jack
O'Connell. He
O'Connell.
was fantastic.
He's
Um,
going. Oh, yeah, that guy. That guy.
maybe oh my god, Delta Slim. He deserves like a
Oh,
lifetime achievement award.
Delroy Lindo. He's
Yeah.
on a different level. Like he deserves every award. Anytime. I was thinking of the. I totally forgot he was in the Five Bloods, and I thought he was fantastic in the Five Bloods. Did you watch the Five Bloods?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh! Like Chadwick's amazing in it. That movie's just incredible. But yeah, it's hard with the cast like this because, like, again, I said this in our other podcast.
Yeah.
There's so many like scene stillers in this movie that it's crazy. But yeah, I think this Omar's fantastic too. Like Omar's hilarious. But it's definitely gonna be nominated for that. Music, I think the music is pretty much hands down, no competition. Like I think that's a lock, to be 100% honest. Like I cannot see that losing in the category. Like
I do see them re-releasing this in theaters like holiday time, like because it came out so early in the year.
I think it's good enough for like a Halloween type viewing, right? We just talked about how it's not really horror, but I think there are a lot of people who like horror, but then there's people who like the thoughtful horror, right? Like the elevated horror, like something like this is. And I think this would do well with the IMAX release around Halloween time, like even if it's just for like a weekend or 2 weekends or something, because I will go see it again. Even if I've already pre-ordered the 4K, which is something I rarely ever do. I want that thing in my hands first day it comes out because I will be watching it over and over and over again. And I think so this movie's going to win a bunch of awards. It's an incredible film. I haven't written my review for it because I've been so like, there's so much that I want to talk about that this is the best way I can do it is talking it like this.
Yeah.
So if I was to give it like an actual Pastrami Nation review out of 5, I am giving it, I'm 5 out of 5, 5.5 out of 5, 10 out of 5. No argument. Like it's, I'm sure you can sit down and maybe nitpick a couple things here and there, but that's any movie that you release is going to have that. And it's whatever. This movie's an incredible film from beginning to end. Go watch it if you have not seen it, please. It's doing really well at the box office, but that doesn't mean it can't do better. I'm
trying to think of other movies that I would give a 5 out of 5, and there's not a lot. I think I have like a very short list of like perfect.
Very few, maybe like 5.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And this is definitely up there. Like this movie will be talked about in 10, 20, 30 years. And I remember, so there was, I do need to, confess to another thing. So I think it was a few weeks ago. I can't remember what we were talking about, but there was something we were talking about, and it was on the podcast, and we were talking about how I miss, like I don't think there's ever going to be a movie that's going to be as exciting or anything like that you get that really euphoric high for and everything like that as you would with like, I can't remember what movie it was. We were talking about some movie and I was talking about how I miss that, where you go to the movies and it's just a very exciting feeling and you're so excited about walking out of something and stuff like that. We were talking about blockbusters too, from like growing up, like Jurassic Park and stuff like that. I kind of miss chasing that high. But movies like Sinners exist. And so I apologize to past me or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, past me apologizes to new me, because I see that movies like Sinners exist and that there is still going to be some really, really exciting stuff. I hope Hollywood takes the right lessons from this. And I do think the right lessons are to let filmmakers tell really great personal stories. And the other great lesson is that not all, and this is not me talking, this is just the industry and history, not all great filmmakers are white filmmakers, old white men, right? There are people out there who have unique voices, who can tell can tell great stories, but are kind of being held back by certain things that can't see them propel forward. Stop. So give people, let people make movies, let people tell their stories. You're going to get some really, really cool things. Like you're going to get Sinners. You're going to get people you're going to get Jordan Peele's. You're going to get Ryan Coogler. You're going to get people like a lot of great, female filmmakers. You got, Greta Gerwig, who's doing amazing things. All these really, really great people are doing these incredible films. Let them do it. Let them do it. I'm excited. I hope Hollywood sees that and appreciates that and lets people tell their stories the way they want to tell their stories. So yeah. So 5 out of 5 Sinners. Go watch Sinners. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you can see it in IMAX in like 2 days, go do it.
Yeah, multiple times. If I had one complaint about the movie, hot take, I'm just kidding. If I had one complaint, I could have sat through. I've said this before. I could have sat through 4 hours of this movie. I could have been.
It went by really, really
I just
fast.
loved like being in the world, and like being with the characters. So I could have taken more of it. But I don't know that means I want like prequels, or I don't know that I want a sequel. I don't know.
That's the other conversation people are having, and I think the only prequel I would want, is the day that Remick is running away from the Native American vampire hunters. Ooh. That is the only story I'd want to see developed. I would love to see like a Smoke and Stack, the Smokestack twins prequel, right? Where they're see what happens, how they got to where they are. But that's the only, like, I feel like they can make a really really good, like kind of hectic kind of thriller based around Remick and the Native American hunters and kind of how they get involved with them and stuff like that. If there is even a story to be told, right? Because he's running from them in like broad daylight. Right. So it's like, what happened? Like, how did he get there? Like, how desperate was he to get away from them that he was willing to risk himself?
Right.
That's the only one I can see myself even like caring about, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if Ryan Coogler's involved, though, I have a lot of faith in him. Speaking of the soundtrack, have you heard the song "Dangerous" from the soundtrack? It's not in the movie, but it's sung by it's a Haley Steinfeld song.
Oh yes, I have.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like I totally forget that she's a singer. She's so talented,
and I don't always. I don't know the first movie you saw her in. For me, it was True Grit. I remember that.
Oh yeah. Oh, True Grit.
I've always thought of her. I'm like, oh, that's that little girl from True Grit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that in theaters too, and she was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, her lines in that movie were like, that was not an easy movie.
I thought she was great in Bumblebee.
I loved Bumblebee.
So did I.
Yeah,
I thought Bumblebee was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check out Sinners. Listen to the soundtrack, listen to the score, let it overtake your life like it has mine. So you all will love it, I promise. So let's talk about, obviously this weekend we have Thunderbolts coming out. Very, very excited. Do you have your tickets already?
Yes. Yeah, I got it for Thursday night. I am not seeing it in IMAX. I am seeing it standard. But yeah, um, I'm kind of excited. I've been hearing really good things from people
Same.
that I like trust. I don't know if you. I think her name was Jay Stoops on.
Mhm.
Yeah, she gave like she's like, everybody's giving reviews of this, and then like, oh, this is really good for a Marvel movie, and this is really good for Phase 4. She's like, I'm not gonna say that. There's no caveats. This is just damn good. And I'm
Good.
like, whoa, perfect,
I'm
cool.
happy to hear that, man. I
Yeah.
think I'm very excited for the MCU to really enjoy something in the MCU again.
I'm
Um,
kind of just excited to be excited about superhero movies
yeah,
again. Like this
same.
summer
Oh my,
feels like between this, Fantastic Four, and Superman, I'm kind of
Superman is
excited for all of them. So
my like top like
yeah.
that's the one I'm most excited for. And all those haters who said I was just an MCU shill, that was not just me being a shill. That was just me actually loving the MCU and not really digging what the DC stuff was going on. But
Yeah.
Superman looks incredible. I'm so excited for Superman.
I'm very excited for Superman. I'm excited to be excited for the DC universe.
Same.
I can't wait to see it. I don't know if you heard this, but and I don't know how true this is, but I heard that if they can't get Robert Pattinson to lock down
I
filming
heard
this
about
year,
that
that they
too.
might just scrap the whole sequel completely, which bums me out, man,
Mhm.
because I kind of love that universe. Like between the Batman and Penguin, the show, oh my god, like
I still
I
need to
just
watch Penguin.
that's just like that was I like that more than Daredevil. Like I
Oh
love
yeah,
Daredevil, but like Penguin was just like that's a 5 out of 5 show. Like that was fantastic.
I need to
So
check that out. I really need to
um
check that out.
yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, let us know. Are you guys going to watch Thunderbolts? We got our tickets for Saturday, so we're going to go check it out Saturday. Again, not an IMAX. I don't think I'm going to go to IMAX for a long time after Sinners. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Superman. Maybe.
Yeah.
But the nearest IMAX to us is like what, like 20 minutes. It's worth the drive. I mean, it's not horrible, but um, yeah. So I think the last movie I saw in IMAX before this, and it was in like true IMAX, like Science Center IMAX, like massive, like huge, was Endgame. Like that was the last movie I saw in
Oh yeah.
IMAX. And that was an incredible experience as well. Um, so yeah, Thunderbolts coming to theaters this week, and let us know what you guys think. If you guys are excited for that, let us know. I'm pretty stoked for it. So let's talk Last of Us real quick. We got the season or episode 3 of season 2 just dropped. Christian, you checked it out. I have not watched it yet. I did watch episodes 1 and 2. Part 2 or episode 2 just tore me up. I knew it was going to happen. We all knew what was going to happen, but it still did not stop me from just bawling my eyes out. And it happened. So if you know, you know.
Yeah. That was the other half of my TikTok feed for the last week. It was either Sinners or it was Last of Us reactions. So
I saw one TikTok I saw is this lady. She's like, you know, those of you who played The Last of Us and didn't spoil it for any of us, he's like, you're the real MVPs. Thank you.
yeah, I've
Um,
seen multiple. Like, how did you live with this for so many years and
yeah,
not say a word?
yeah,
Because we want people to experience it the way we
exactly.
experienced it. It was rough. Like, so there are differences between how it
There
went
are.
down in the
Yeah.
games and how it went down in the show. And I'm not mad at it. It is because they kind of those differences started at the beginning of the season, honestly. And that's fine because it's two different mediums, so I understand like the change, because like we people aren't experiencing it on the same you know uh level of interaction with like the video game, so like we have to kind of change the narrative a little bit. There are some things that happen in this episode which I'm kind of curious about, like where they're going with it. um
Okay.
and but I don't know. I just have to see it play out because it might just be like there maybe it's like a redirect or like a misleading, like, oh, look over here, and then so
Interesting. Yeah, I do know what happens. I don't know about some of the little changes and stuff, so I do need to like watch it to find out about that. But it's good though, right? Like episode
yeah,
3
it's
is
still
good
it's still great.
quality television.
It's fantastic. Like again, Bella should be nominated. Just her, like, it's the little things that she does. It's
Mhm.
like the little small scenes where she doesn't even have dialogue, that she's just so incredible.
She
Um,
is one of the best. And by the way, people get over it. I'm sorry, just in general, like
Yeah.
people just need to get over it. She just did this great interview. No, it was, but she's talking about how she basically bullied off of social media. Um, a bunch of
It's
idiot.
weird game dudes that just like she looks different. Like, bro, if you never played the game,
Who
like you wouldn't
cares?
have an issue. Like, dude, who cares? She's
She's
amazing.
fantastic.
She's still Ellie.
Anyways,
Like it's whatever.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
Ellie. Like,
she's absolutely Ellie.
yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Dina is fantastic. I love the casting.
Mhm.
You'll see there's some cool changes that I like. There are some like pacing things that they definitely slowed it down, which I like that they did that in the show. I think that was necessary. I do, Neil kind of talked about that, like, this wasn't an option for us in the game. When it's like an
Right.
action based like narrative,
Gotta
like,
keep it going.
yeah, we got to keep it going. So it's nice to kind of just let us sit with this for like, for
Uh,
this. So
Dina, the girl who plays Isabella Merced, she's going to be in Superman as well. She's a
really,
hot girl.
I did
Yeah,
not know. That's
that's her.
cool.
She was also in Madam Web, my son's most anticipated movie of the
Oh
year
my
last
god.
year.
Yep, that's right. And
Um,
also Dora the Explorer. I didn't know
Dora
that
the
was her.
Explorer. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Dora the Explorer.
that's fun.
But yeah, no, that's cool. I'm going to catch up with Last of Us. And let's talk about Andor. You're deep in Andor. So I did hear about that thing that you had texted me, and you were talking about how you were kind of shocked that Disney actually allowed it to go there. I read about it because it popped up on my feed. I was like, wow, Disney allowed it to go there. Did it feel like did it feel necessary to the story? Was it something that
Yeah, I mean it's
okay?
it's it's also just feels real. It's war, and
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like this is the first time Star Wars actually felt like a war. Like I this is to me, I hate saying it, but this is like the best Star Wars has ever been. Like, I don't want to say it's
saying it.
better than the original trilogy because I think that's blasphemy to say.
Right.
But like if I'm putting this up there with like episode 5, like
Oh wow. Okay.
to me this is what I think, like, Star Wars was made for kids, but those kids grew up and now this is what's made for us.
I love that.
So like this is like adults writing it, what Tony Gilroy is doing with like the scripts, like the way that they're treating everything, the way that they're not leaving anything unturned. Like I love it. It really feels like all of the like what it takes to overturn. It also is just so poignant to what's happening right
Mhm.
now currently. So like I think that's why they couldn't have had better timing. I don't know if like, it's kind of funny too without spoiling things because they like say like, oh, you don't have your visa. Like, it's Star Wars, but they're
Oh
like they
yeah.
don't even have like a Star Wars term
It
for it. They're just calling it like a visa. Um or like, things like that. So and I think it's just like we're beyond like trying to like veil this stuff like
yeah.
so it's absolutely fantastic. They're releasing 3 episodes a week. I just watched the first one of this week, so I have 2 more to go. But oh my god, already, it's so. It's also gorgeous. It's like way more beautiful this season than it was last season, but it's also like incredibly heartbreaking. Like
Right.
it's just the stuff with Mon Mothma, the stuff with Bix is absolutely heartbreaking. And then the stuff with Dedra and Cyril, I like you don't love them, but you super identify with them. I
Right.
can't believe they made like these Empire guys like so empathetic. It's insane.
I
It's
need to check
beautiful
that out.
writing. It's just really, really well done. So
Speaking
I
of
am
Star Wars,
actually like more excited for that than I am for The Last of Us right now, which is crazy to say. But yeah, I'm like just waiting for 6 o'clock and then boom, like I'm just like
nice.
immediately get on Andor. So
Speaking of Star Wars, me and Elijah went to go watch the 20th anniversary re-release of Revenge of the Sith in theaters, which I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I was going to. Obviously, we've all seen it. I've seen it like I don't know how many times, countless times. It was my first time though seeing it in theaters since it released 20 years ago in theaters. Um, it was a really really fun experience, man. Like I not that I it felt so weird watching it on the big screen already, like obviously knowing everything that's going to happen, but like I'm still at the edge of my seat because I'm watching it in a theater, and it's like it's on the big screen. And it was fun. We had a blast. It's my favorite of the prequel trilogy
Of course,
in
yeah.
general. Like it's I think it's hands down the best one. And it was really fun. Like we had a blast watching it. I enjoyed watching it on the big screen again. They were sold out of the popcorn buckets and the cups, but Eli was not able to get one of those. He was really bummed about that. But this was his first time watching. I failed as a father, but it was his first time watching any Star Wars movies in theaters except for the sequel trilogy. So this was his first time experiencing anything from the prequel trilogy on the big screen. And yeah, it was really cool. He had a blast. So yeah, I made fun of him all weekend because I'm like, dude, I could watch it at home. Like this, how much I love you. I took you to go watch we went to go watch a movie together that I could just sit down on my couch and watch at home.
It did make like 30 million this weekend, didn't it?
Well,
Like,
it did really well.
It did really well for like the most successful re-release.
Yeah. And I think obviously there's this whole resurgence of it, and people are a newfound love for it and stuff like that over the past 10 years, 5, 6 years or so. So I'm happy to see it. I think a lot of people have reassessed it since the sequel trilogy has released. And they weren't that bad comparatively. So yeah.
Yep.
So cool. Let us know what you guys are excited for. I got to, what was I going to say? Oh, I just want to talk about this real quick. A couple days ago, I was able to interview a really, really cool author. His name is Patrick Maroney. We're going to be releasing this as an audio interview. He wrote a book called Escaping Death, the unauthorized story of the Final Destination movies. He dug deep into the franchise. He got to talk to all the writers of the films. He got to talk to actors. He got to talk to Tony Todd before he passed away about the franchise, stuff like that, and his role in it. That'll be coming to you audio only within the next few days, hopefully. We want to get it out just in time for Final Destination Bloodlines, the new installment in the franchise coming out May 13th. So it was a really, really fun conversation. So that'll be available on podcasts wherever you guys listen to your favorite podcast. We'll let you guys know over socials when it's released. I'm very, very excited for you guys to hear it. Thing is, we talked about the book a little, but like literally we spent like almost an hour just talking about Final Destination, which was freaking amazing.
Sounds fun.
He was such a cool hang. Like he was really, really cool, really, really awesome guy. So yeah, I'm very excited to release that. So that'll be coming out soon. Thank you all for checking out the show. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with us. We really, really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Go watch Sinners if you have not seen it yet. I cannot emphasize that enough. I am just a walking billboard for Sinners at this point. Warner Brothers should be paying me money, but I will tell everybody I get a chance to go see Sinners because it's absolutely wonderful, magnificent, just a perfect film. Like it's great. So go do that. Go watch Thunderbolts this week and let us know what you think. Anyways, Christian, where can they find you on social? Where can they follow you? Where can they do all this stuff?
Christian Nacorda on all of the normal places. Check me out at Brainstorm School. Also, we've got a class coming up. Let's draw together.
Cool. You can find me on all Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm still on Twitter. I don't know why. Blue Sky, Kevin Hoskinson, Kevin_Hoskinson, or Kevin.Hoskinson. It's one of those three. I think Blue Sky's Kevin.Hoskinson, and then the other ones are just Kevin_Hoskinson. Find me anywhere you do that. Also, check out My Public Life as an American Nerd. We have new episodes dropping of that every Wednesday, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, check out pastramination.com website. You could check out the socials as well, Pastrami Nation. Check out Pinterest, all that fun stuff. And like I said, we have some really, really cool stuff in the pipeline. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll let you guys know. And I think that's it. That's our show. Y'all have a good night. And y'all make sure to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and start being nicer to Bella Ramsey, please.
Please.
She deserves it. She's awesome. So, all right, y'all. We will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.